All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast.
Oh, baby. And we are back again with our Thursday edition of Nonsense and Deep Thoughts podcast. Today's episode is called Dads because that's what we are. We're a couple of dads. And we do this on the side with no money, not making a dime, still having a good time. Fuck it all. How you been, buddy?
Wow, that was impressive. I must say. That was impressive. Not too bad, man. Living life, enjoying the new digs.
Getting used to it?
Oh, yeah. Dude, my ride to work. Fucking phenomenal.
Dude, how late do you get up now? How late do you get up now?
I wake up earlier now than I did in White Mills.
Do you really? Do you feel like...
I'm up by like 4.
Do you feel like you have more energy now? Is like there's this new Justin that's come out?
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's a good thing though. Yeah,
I find myself giving a shit more, even at work, and it's scary.
Oh man, my wife tells me you stopped by earlier today, and she smiled and told me, she's like, he's so happy in that new house. He's so proud of it. I was like, absolutely.
What the fuck? She couldn't tell me that to my face.
She cares about you. You guys are like second best friends.
I mean, I sat on your porch for an hour and a half.
That's what she said. You stayed for a long time. I was like, yeah, well, that's how he is. But she can see how proud you are of being in that house. And she was telling me how you told her that you're not even that much into getting on the game anymore. Like you go home, you clean up, and you just kind of chill and you do your thing. And
yeah,
I'm like, listen, it's a whole new world. Like you moved up in the world, you've got this accomplishment under your belt, and you're fucking proud of it. And you can tell. Like when you start doing shit like that, when you say, I'd rather come home and clean my house and chill and watch some videos and TV rather than play video games, you could see that change, man. That's a good thing.
Yeah, dude. If I'm on for 2 hours, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it became such an addiction at the other place because that's all I really had. And I was just like, I gotta play. And even like the first couple of days here, I'm like, I gotta play, but I'm so fucking tired. Fuck it. And now I'm just like, I'll go on and play. I paid $800 for the goddamn PlayStation. I need to get my money out of it.
Yeah. Well, you know what you do now? Instead of playing video games,
thanks, Maddie.
You spend some time creating some podcast content to put out for us. Yeah, baby. Oh, I see.
We'll get there.
I see our friend Matt Williams in chat telling you congrats. I've been waiting to see him because Matt, I told you I'd let you know when I get my hoodie in. All right, I got my big boy size here. It's in. It's fluffy. It's comfortable as all hell. 4X is what I get because I get it a size bigger than I need it. And dude, it's cozy as hell. This is the My Gildan, the men's hoodie. It's beautiful. Guys, don't forget. You see that little ticker at the bottom of your screen there. You can check out our merch page at streamlabs.com/NDT podcast/merch. Go ahead, check it out. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, a tumbler. And, we added a new product in there. It is a mason jar cup. It looks really cool. Get it for your ladies. They're going to love it. I promise you. We got the holiday season coming up here. Get your stuff.
Drinking out of mason jars? What the fuck?
No, it's like one of those little mason jars with the handle on it and the straw on the lid. My wife loves that shit. Everyone else's woman is going to love them too. They're going to love them too. Don't worry. They're going to love it. Lots of options, baby.
Huh.
I did just go ahead and bought a shirt from there, so we'll see when that comes. I'm going to start wearing that here on stream.
They're very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Quality.
I did get that color. I think it's the charcoal. Yep. Yes.
Yeah, the quality's nice. I'm very happy with the quality. I've gotten good reviews from others who have purchased stuff already. I'm very happy with it. So, guys, if you want to support the show, the best way is to share our content, share our live streams, go ahead and interact with anything that we post, all of our content, the likes, the comments, the shares. It all helps us get seen a little bit more. And again, you could visit the merch store. You could leave a tip on Streamlabs as well. Anything you want to do to help us grow is more than appreciated. So on to the talk.
Well, have we heard recently from a big name that you've been talking to?
I actually just messaged him earlier today to try to get an update, but he was out from his normal show, so he had a family emergency. So still waiting to hear. I sent him a message. I'll check after stream tonight to see. I did invite him to come by and stop in. So we'll see if he does or not.
Oh, hey, hello, how are you? Yeah. Oh, look at that! Look at that tumbler. That was
I'm telling you, man, this thing is dope. It's really nice. But anyway, so
we just make this one big commercial for our fucking merch.
I could, but I don't want to bore people. So anyway, I named the episode Dads. So I figure we'll roll with that first because have you seen this trend going on TikTok and other social media platforms? They're calling "fuck them kids." Have you seen this?
No.
It's called.
Can we?
It's called "fuck them kids" because it's parents telling stories about their kids, and they're like, you know what? Fuck them kids. Being a parent is so hard. Why did nobody warn me that being a parent is so hard?
You have a way different experience than I do.
No kidding. Well, listen, I'm home with my kids every night.
Very true, but
yours is also a lot more well behaved.
You seem to have this problem with dogs too.
Yeah, the dogs are dogs though, man, and they're puppies. So that shit's different. It doesn't matter to me with the dogs, but the kids, man, like at some point they have to be able to be trained, right? I feel like training the dogs is going to be easier than training the kids at this point.
You would think.
Yeah, I feel bad. I feel bad for my parents as well. Cam in chat here over on Facebook, he said, I feel bad for my parents sometimes. I was a little turd. Yeah, man, seriously, I think about that all the time. And some of the reactions that I have to my kids and some of the experiences that I'm having as a father now really make me reflect on my childhood. And while I didn't do the crazy kind of shit that my kids are doing right now on a daily basis, there were still some times I was a little asshole. And I definitely deserved the ass whoopings I got from time to time. Boy. Well, for the most part, and
you were a fucking altar boy.
You say that. You say that. I got caught doing some shit sometimes. I tell you what.
I got caught by your dad more times than you doing shit.
Yeah, I tell you what though. One thing I couldn't get away with my father, and I have zero qualms about it either. Like that man should have whooped my ass one side of the fucking town to the other for this, is speaking disrespectfully towards my mother. I told my mom screw you once, and I swear to God, I've never seen my father move that fast in my life. That was the worst mistake I've ever made. I was 15 years old. And my mom said something that pissed me off, or she was badgering me about something. And I was like, screw you. Don't ever do that. I learned my lesson that night.
Not with your dad. Nope.
Oh, okay, so Cam in chat has a question. He says, do you feel like it's more because of the world they're raised in or your parenting? I don't know, man. I think it does have something to do with the world that they're raised in right now. My kids watch more YouTube than they watch TV shows. I remember growing up watching shows like Family Matters, Boy Meets World, stuff like that. You know, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all these shows, these sitcoms and TV dramas and shit that actually taught life lessons, right?
Values.
Like, yeah, they taught real values. There would be situations in the show that may not have been the best situations, but they always spun it in a positive way to where they teach you a lesson, right? So nowadays you have all this weird garbage on TV, and if it's not TV, it's YouTube. My kids, no matter how many times I try to break them of it and take it away from them, they still end up back on YouTube. One way or another, they find a way to get to the videos, and it's like they watch these collections of TikTok videos, and they're watching. And this is the part that kills me the most, okay? Because I am a gamer. I grew up a gamer. I stream on Twitch. I do my gaming thing myself. So they watch gamers on YouTube, right? They watch all these recorded videos, and I hate to tell them no because I feel like I'm contradicting myself, but some of these people they're watching are turds, man. They're little assholes, and the way they speak, like I feel like I've heard a few of them, and I've made the kids shut them off as soon as I hear them. I just can't tolerate it, man. They sound like such little douchebags. I can't.
It's because they are.
Yes, and that's. I think that's a big part of where the kids get it from. Now, on the same token, I did grow up watching The Simpsons, and I watched South Park in my early teen years, and there were some shows that, you know, kind of taught a little bit of a bad attitude, but
Viva La Bam.
Yeah, there was a fair share of shows back when we were kids that taught shit like that, but I think when we were kids, our parents were allowed to parent differently without fear of repercussions.
Correct.
Like I think so many parents nowadays have this fear of having CPS called on them if they spank their kid on the ass.
It's because the kids come home in second grade and tell them, "You can't hit me. I can call child services." Because they're fucking taught it.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to tell everybody right now, I am not against spanking. Like, there is a huge difference between beating a kid and spanking a kid. Spanking is discipline. Beating a kid is out of anger. When you discipline a kid, it shouldn't be in anger. Like, granted, I will admit, I have smacked my kid on the ass because I was angry with him before, but it was never like, full bore, just whack him. You know,
Right.
It's discipline. There's a big difference, man.
And the reason YouTube's taken off is the attention span thing.
Yeah,
Same thing with TikTok.
Big
People
time.
don't have every kid in the world today has ADHD. Every fucking kid, because their attention span is nothing.
They have ADHD. They all have anxiety.
I could comment on that because recently, my wife has said something about, taking them to go get seen. From my point of view, it's just being kids. Like, people are so gung-ho about throwing, he's got ADHD, and they just don't realize that they're just children.
Mm.
They're just going through stages. They get misdiagnosed so many times, and, I feel like you're going to fuck somebody's childhood, but you're going to put them on pills when all they were doing was being a kid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I guess what I was trying to say is society as a whole.
I bet
it's an ADD generation because nobody has an attention span. Even guys our age now. How long is your attention span? If it doesn't catch your fucking attention real quick, you're on to the next one.
This goes back to our conversation from last week, though, where I think that social media is ruining our society. That's part of it, man. This instant gratification thing right now, like everybody needs instant gratification.
Yep.
People don't understand that it doesn't need to happen instantly, no matter what it is, man. Like, the world is so different from when we were kids. And you know what else, man?
Look at it, and you can look at it in TV series in themselves. Netflix, Hulu, all that shit. Their series drops as a whole. You don't have to wait. You can just go on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. Finish the series in a fucking day. Where when we were growing up, to get through a series took you goddamn 7 months.
Yeah.
And you had to wait at least a week until that show came on again.
Listen.
Sometimes 2 or 3 weeks, and you felt like you were gonna fucking die.
Now I will admit I'm a binge watcher myself. I've grown accustomed to that myself because I like my anime, right? And I like to let episodes build up before I watch them. And right now I'm watching an anime called One Piece, and I see it every single week is a new episode. I watch it every single week, and it kills me to finish the fucking 23-minute episode and then have to wait a whole other week to see what happens next, because right now it's getting to a really cool part, and I really want to fucking see it.
Right, but that's how we grew up.
Yeah. Well,
if you were a kid today and that was your problem, you'd be throwing an absolute fucking fit.
I was talking to a friend the other day. His wife had a surprise party for him. Jackie and Adam, they had a surprise party, and we were talking to her over there, and she was talking about how her kids always want to watch recorded shows and they want to fast forward through the commercials, and she's like, no, we're gonna let it play. You got to learn. This is how it works. When there's a commercial on, you get up, you use the bathroom, you get your snacks. This is what you do in between. This is how we grew up. Not everything needs to be instant. And,
Right.
oh
My
God.
wife's my age, but she will not sit through commercials. She hates commercials.
Yeah. Well,
I've always hated commercials. I was the channel flipper.
yeah.
Commercial came on, I'd flip to the
Listen,
other channel that I liked, watch the show I liked that was on
that was
there.
Monday nights. That was Monday nights between Raw and Nitro, right? Or Raw.
No,
yeah.
no. That was between like Disney and Nick.
I know, but I was just making a point. But anyway,
And it was always Raw. Always.
I was always a WCW guy. But what I was gonna say before was, we are an awkward generation, aren't we? We're an awkward generation. We saw the rise of the internet, and now we're living in this instant gratification era. Like, we remember how it was before, and we're seeing, and we grew with it, and we're accustomed to it. Like, we grew with the internet. We didn't arrive when it was already here. We weren't here long before it started, and we didn't struggle to keep up like what generation like Generation X or the baby boomers.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we grew up with this shit. So I feel like we're at that strange in between where we see things both ways, right?
But can't every generation say that about something?
About something. I mean, I guess, but I don't know. I think when you really sit down and think about it and see what we've grown with and what we had when we were kids, I think it's kind of crazy. I think it's kind of crazy to see all that.
In 30 years, the massive change and shit.
I love technology. I mean, I have so many things that I end up buying. I just love technology, and then I sit here and I'm like, there's some things that I just won't let my kid do,
Right.
Yep.
Like, because I know things that I've done in the past or things that people have done to me in the past. I'm like, that's not going to happen. That's, so yeah,
Hey.
You're right. You see it both ways.
We've talked about it before, Corey. How hard was it for you to get your hands on fucking porn as a kid?
Right. Yeah.
You had to go snooping through the garage or the basement to find the fucking box your dad hid it in.
Yep.
To look at a picture. And now
It's all free.
all you got to do is pick up a fucking tablet, know how to spell, and you're there. Or by accident type something in and get fucking down some fucked up hole.
Yeah, and then you just keep going. Because now your curiosity is piqued.
Like
Now you're like,
now
oh,
kids
what is
don't have to be looking for porn to see porn. All you have to do is type in something in the search bar the wrong way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Technology
Technology is definitely useful and hurtful. There are pros and there are cons to it. It is all about how you use it. But listen, technology allows us to do what we're doing right now. It allows us to put on this show. It allows us to reach out and meet people from across the globe and make connections with people from everywhere and do it instantly. Like, I've talked about this before. When I'm on Twitch, I have people in Australia that watch me. It's instant transmission. It's literally a few second delay from here to there. And they are watching me in real time. The heck, they might be watching me right now. I don't know. But how wild is that to think about? Someone on the other side of the world is watching you live right now. Do what you're doing.
And I say, if you've never seen Black Mirror, Black
Mirror, they're nailing it.
Yeah, they are nailing it. The consequences of technology.
I'll have to watch it.
Every episode is different, and it will basically, it shows something that about technology, but it's like a downfall. Like, what's the consequence of that technology?
Well, when I really think about it, I feel like this isn't exactly how human beings were meant to live. And I thought about that when I went past the city. You know, I went to Long Island to see our friend Lisa, who we met through Twitch. And when I went through the city, you know, on the Cross Bronx Expressway or whatever it's called, I just thought to myself, I'm like, when you see the skyscrapers, you see all the apartment buildings, all these floors of people piled on top of each other. And I just think to myself, I don't feel like this is how people were meant to live, that jam-packed into such a small area. I mean, granted, the city's huge, but for the amount of people that are in the city, that's a lot of people.
Yes.
But and it could just be because I'm from the country. I'm from a small country town. Maybe that plays a part in how I view it. But for me, I don't think it's healthy for people to be that jam-packed on top of one another.
So I kind of take issue. The city is not huge.
Okay, no, I'm with you. I agree.
Tiny.
I agree. It's just I tried to correct myself.
Like,
don't want to offend anybody from the city.
Manhattan itself is what, like 7 square miles or something like that? And there's 8 million people that live in Manhattan? That's people on top of people on top of people, man.
Yeah.
It's disgusting how many people live in that city.
22 square miles. Close.
Is it?
Close.
I know it's not big.
You only got a third of it. You're so close.
I think I was thinking more.
I mean, compared to New York, New York is 302 square miles.
But it's just. I thought that when I went to the Mets game with my brothers and we were on the train just going through, I'm like, dude, look at this. How the hell do you live in this?
And listen, it takes all kinds to make the world go round. It really does. And I'm glad that there are people that enjoy it, because I like my space out here. So if everybody started fleeing from the cities, they'd start coming out our way, and our area would get a little more developed. And I'm not a really big fan of that.
Well, I'm not a fan of paying like $3,000, $4,000 for a room and not.
Oh God, yeah.
Correct.
I don't know how people survive in the city. I really don't. The cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Although you can find your little country havens in a little more populated area. I'm learning this.
Are you?
Oh yeah.
What, with where you're at now?
Yep, the view off this deck when the sun goes down is awesome.
Is it?
Yep.
You know, I'm debating on whether on whether or not I want to ruffle feathers tonight or not.
Do it.
Because I really wanted to do an upbeat episode, but there was a comment made that I did read out loud before, and we answered a part of it or commented on a part of it, but it made me think of something else. So should I go with the thought I had?
Yeah, this is nonsense deep thoughts.
Okay. Because
we can add
I'm really hoping most people agree with me. What'd you say?
We could also add pissing off people to our title.
Yeah. Well, it's like in a video game. If you run into enemies, it means you're going the right way. So
correct.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. So before we ruffle feathers, I have to ask you, Corey, do you believe in ghosts?
Oh, absolutely. Do you want to hear a story?
Nope. But I had to.
We can talk about ghosts later. I love talking about ghosts. I know.
So
all right, anyway. So this is in regards to something that Cam said in chat before earlier. Just doubled up on that. But he mentioned that kids, when you were talking about the whole ADD, ADHD thing, he was talking about how kids, when they're young, they're very malleable. They have a malleable state of mind. Kids are always learning. They're always growing, right? So what that made me think of was how absolutely asinine and how insane it is that they want to give puberty blockers to children, and that they want to allow a 6, 7, or 8-year-old decide what they are. Or if they say that they like playing with dolls, if it's a little boy and they want to play with dolls, they're like, oh, you're going to be a little girl. It's okay to be a girl. Let's start you on this now. Kids want to be a fucking velociraptor. Okay? Kids want to go be a kitty cat. It's called playing. It's called make believe. Or a little boy can like girl things and still be a little boy. Kids grow out of phases. Kids go through phases all the time. They are, like he said, they are malleable, and he may not be meaning it in that way. I don't want to make you guys think that that's what he is saying. It's just that what he said made me think of this, and thinking about all this and seeing everything that's happening in the world today. And how they're saying that schools can transition kids, small children, without telling their parents. This makes me fear for our world. This is a reason that my kids are homeschooled. To tell people that they will take their kids away. I'll let you go with your thought, because there's something else I was listening to today.
I saw something on TikTok about it was in a Congress hearing, I believe, where they asked the lady about school, something that they're doing in the school. I don't know what school it is, about putting a litter box in a school for the people that identify as a cat.
Wisconsin already has it.
So I don't know, and then there was a comment that was made like, if you were a janitor, like how much are you paying somebody to clean human shit?
I would refuse if I was that janitor. Listen, this happened in our school.
Corey knows this. The school his kids would go to, the high school, they were talking about it. They were talking about putting in litter boxes because kids identify as cats.
So this is a legit thing that happened, because I have a friend that's in the school, or a friend whose kid is in the school, and she said that there were a few kids that were so upset by this that they refused putting litter boxes in the school, that they put the toilet lid down, they put toilet paper all over the seat, and then they went to the bathroom on that and then wiped it all over the walls because they were pissed off. At some point, you have to say no. At some point, you have to tell them, you cannot do this. This is not okay, because they're like allowing them to meow and purr in class and not talk and not answer questions. I don't know, man. I
think you answered that question again with, why are kids the way they are today?
I would,
because nobody says no.
Right. It is made so difficult to parent a kid because of what they hear at school and what they see through all this stupid shit that's pushed through social media they're on.
Yeah. So what I was going to mention also that I was listening to earlier today, Jared, and I don't know if it's something that you can find or not, but they were discussing on this show that I listened to how there's this group of people who are offering to help kids run away from home who want to transition and their parents are saying no. So if they live in a home where their parents are not allowing that to happen, like say, listen, okay, let me just make this very clear too, before people get too pissed off. I don't care what you do when you are an adult, but to tell parents they need to allow their children to take hormone blockers or to take testosterone, or once they're in their teens and they start developing, they're allowing 14, 15, 16-year-old girls to have double mastectomies. To tell parents that they're wrong for saying no to this, that's what I'm pissed off about, and that's what I think is fucked up. Once you're 18, once you're out on your own, living your own life, do whatever makes you happy. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, as long as you're not hurting other people, fine. I don't care. I'm okay with that.
But you're not allowing that kid to be happy as a kid. That's the argument too.
That's the argument, but my counter argument is kids go through phases
right.
all the time. I don't know how many times as a kid I changed my mind on what I want to do when I grow up and what I want to be when I grow up. Kids do this all the time, and kids play make-believe all the time.
Yes.
And what we're doing now is allowing grown kids and young adults to play make-believe. That's what we're allowing.
Right.
And it's crazy. And yes, Cam, it's because proper discipline is no longer allowed. And it's very difficult. And it makes parenting very difficult. But again, this is why I homeschool my kids now. This is why I do it. Because schools are getting crazy. But
this
again,
is why I have a conversation with my daughter every time I have her. Like,
yeah.
what's going on at school, like what's the new shit happening, like
back to that story about what I heard earlier with this group that is telling kids if they want to transition and they want to run away because their parents won't allow them to, they will pay for an Uber to get them away from their parents, and they will pay to put them up. They can live with them. That doesn't sound fishy at all. Random strangers saying you can come live with us. It's okay. If you want to run away from home, it's okay. Now, here's the biggest issue I have with this. Okay? For any other reason, if somebody is going to take a child out of their home and give them a place to live, keeping them from their family, from their parents, from their guardians, what would you call that?
kidnapping.
Yes. Thank you. That is my biggest problem. So say a kid's at home and he's saying, I'm going to be a pro gamer. I'm going to do nothing but game all day. And the parents don't want him to do that. The parents take away his game system. Then there's this person out in La La Land that says, hey, you can be a pro gamer. All you got to do is come live with me. I will pay for the car ride. I will pay for your Uber. What? That's no different to me.
I would question that.
It's exactly the same. Those two instances are exactly the same.
Yeah. It's wild to me, and I can't
Yeah, I'm not finding anything on it.
I don't remember if it was on Crowder or if it was on Shapiro today. I don't know which one I was listening to. I can't remember because I listened to both of them. I don't know. But the nice thing about the Louder with Crowder show is they always cite their sources. So whatever they're discussing, whatever kind of talking points they have, they will provide sources where they got them from, and they're usually left-wing sources. So, and as you all know, our affiliation is more to the right. But anyway, there's my rant. There's my ruffling. Now we can get back to the happy shit. But yeah, about homeschooling, I see Mystic Mind there says, I wish I could homeschool my kids, but university is time consuming. Over in chat, it is difficult. You got to have the right situation. My wife is basically their teacher. And the nice thing is with the traditional style of homeschool, you get the curriculum guide and you get the materials, the books and all that. The kids are done in an hour and a half to 2 hours. The more they focus, the quicker they get their work done and the quicker they're done for the day, because you have a certain amount of work you need to get done throughout the school year. So depending on your kid's attitude towards school, they could legitimately finish the entire school year in half a year and just be done. Or they can do what my kids do and do an hour and a half to 2 hours to 2.5, however long it takes them each day to get their units done, their chapters done that they need to do. And luckily, they're still young enough to where it's easy enough to help them out when they struggle. My son breezes through his stuff. He barely asks questions. I'm honestly impressed. He barely asks any questions. He gets his answers correct. So I'm happy with that. And my wife works about, 8 to 10 hours a week. So it kind of sucks financially for us having them homeschooled and being home. But to me, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to feel more confident in their future.
Plus, they're learning other shit on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you can add extra stuff to the curriculum.
The gardening and homesteading, taking care of the chickens and all of that.
Yeah, definitely. So I have something else for the gamers in us, and for anybody else who, well, you know what? I think a lot of our audience, even if they're not gamers right now, if they don't play a lot of games now, they will certainly know this movie that I wanted to share with everybody. I found a movie trailer this afternoon when I got home, and I was excited about it. So I wanted to share it on the show today because I think it's cool as shit.
Yeah, I've yet to see this.
It's
so.
a new Super Mario movie. It's a new Super Mario Brothers movie.
It has to be better than the last one, right?
Yeah, because it's not live action. It's not with real people. It's an animated one.
I'm gonna pull it up on mine real quick. I have it up.
Oh, you're gonna pull it up on yours? Okay, so
Yeah.
I don't have to do mine. Okay, cool. So it looks really cool, and I'm excited about it because Chris Pratt is the voice of Mario. So how dope is that?
This could be an animated one. Oh boy.
Yeah.
See, if you didn't tell me that, that would have been the first shock.
Yeah.
Because I was not expecting that.
All right, here we go.
All right, don't forget to put that audio on. You got the audio?
Yes.
Perfect.
That's obviously Bowser.
Behold, the king of the Koopas!
How epic would it have been if he was the 2D Koopa from the original Mario? I love it.
That is but a taste of our fury. Do you yield? I do not.
I want to know who King Koopa's voice is. Oh, look, it's like Game of Thrones.
Found it. Now who's gonna stop me?
What is this place?
Do not touch that mushroom, you'll die! Oh, I'm sorry. That one's perfectly fine. Come on, Mario!
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
It looks really good.
All right, so
Charlie Day.
mandate.
Dude, we would have to take the kids.
We would.
Like that looks really good, and I'm a little curious as to Chris Pratt as Super Mario, but I like the dude. I really like Chris Pratt. He's one of the few people in Hollywood that I actually appreciate. There's not a whole lot of actors and actresses that I like, but I think Chris Pratt's a cool dude. I'd love to. Yo, guys, if you could at Chris Pratt all over social media. I would love to get him on the show. Let's see if he'll hang out with a couple of nobodies to talk about his new Mario movie. How dope would that be? I would absolutely love it.
He's 100% listening.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't
come
he
on,
be?
Chris Pratt?
Listen, I already
fucking come on our goddamn show already.
I commented under that trailer that he posted on his page on Facebook. So I mean, I left the door open. He just has to walk through it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared, Chris. We're nice.
Yeah.
We don't
What
bite.
do you think? What do you think?
Hard.
You think it looks cool?
Dude, it looks dope.
Yeah, it looks
Right?
pretty good.
Like it. I'm glad they went the animated route and didn't try to do
Yeah.
another live action style. Like that, and it's like when they did the live action of Dragon Ball. That was so god awful. You just can't do it. Some things weren't meant to be put out like that. It really wasn't.
They did a
So-
live action of Dragon Ball.
It's called Dragon Ball Evolution. You should check. Listen, if you've never watched the anime before, you might think it's cool. Because I've gotten that from a few people. Literally, like 2 or 3 people have said that. But that's because they've never watched the anime before.
I've watched the anime a little bit though.
So I'm not sure if they're making a Borderlands movie. If they are,
I heard they
and
are.
They just wrapped up in June, so it will be coming out.
they don't have any kind of trailer for that yet, do they?
They did a looks like it was revealed in CinemaCon in 2022 that it's going to be a faithful adaptation of the video game franchise, and it says here that it wrapped up in June, so it should be coming out. I don't know when the release date is, but it did wrap up.
Yeah,
So
the
they are
editing
done.
process usually
Yeah.
takes a while. That'll be an exciting trailer to see. Now, see, I've never played those ones all the way through. I have the Handsome collection, so I have 2 and the prequel or pre-sequel, whatever. So 2 had been pretty fun. I just never finished it. But it is apparently a fan favorite, and they really love the series, and so I'm kind of excited to see it. I really like when they make video games into movies. Now, I would love to see Horizon as a movie. I think that one would be dope.
That'd be a lot like
it would be.
what was that Blue People movie?
The Blue People movie?
Smurfs.
No.
Yeah,
Well, there is a new Borderlands game coming as well. It's called New Tales from the Borderlands, so that'll be coming out soon as well.
Gotcha. But yeah, what?
Damn,
So
the
what?
hell was
What
it?
what blue people are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what.
They're
Blue
making
People
the second
movie.
one. It was a really long ass
Death
movie.
Stranding.
Was it
No,
based on a
good.
game?
Oh, Avatar.
No, Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Horizon would be a lot like Avatar, I think. except
People
without her being
keep
blue.
spectating about having another Avatar movie, but it's never been
Yeah, I've
been
seen
confirmed.
rumors about that. I thought it was
Yeah.
being done. So, Justin, if you could get one video game turned into a movie, which one would it be?
fuck
I think
me.
I know the answer. But which one?
You good? If you think you know the answer, what do you think the answer is? 'Cause-
I thought you would have immediately said The Last of Us.
oh, we've had this. Yeah, we've had this. Yes.
A lot of people that listen now have not heard this conversation.
Oh, okay.
So,
yes, The Last.
The Last of Us. That would be a
100%.
really cool movie. Like
The game itself was like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. They did the adaptation of Resident Evil and kind of used the same characters, but the main character was different and a lot of the story was different. But I think if they did The Last of Us, the way the game played out, and now that there's a second one, they could really make a good movie out of it. Now, whether they wanted to do multiple movies or just turn both movies into one big movie, I think it could be done, and I think it'd be really cool.
The second game was such a disappointment.
I still have not played it, so I don't know.
Such a disappointment. I didn't
Yeah, you
finish
said
it.
that.
I was so pissed off. And
How-
aggravated with it.
How about you, Jared? What video game would you turn into a movie?
Well, it's already been a movie, but I would like to see Final Fantasy VII, the way the game was played. I'd like to see that a movie. I know they did.
They did the sequel, yeah.
They did Advent Children, where
Mhm.
it was kind of like, okay, he's back, and Sephiroth and stuff like that. But I would like to see that whole event of Final Fantasy VII, the game, turned into a movie that's done in the Advent Children style.
Yeah,
That was a great
Absolutely.
movie.
absolutely. Did you see, by the way, that they're coming out with Crisis Core for the new
Yes.
version, the
Yeah.
remake? Huh. I can't wait. And I know that the Final Fantasy VII remake has some bonus content now. They have some DLCs for it.
I haven't even played the remake, so it's
It's
little
good, and I think I want to go back. I want to go back to it, but I really want to finish the Horizon Forbidden West. So I don't know. We'll see.
That was all gibberish to me.
I know. We got talking about video games, and we lost.
Oh no, I
Justin.
lied. I have played a little bit of a Final Fantasy. One of the most recent ones.
Which one?
15 online.
I'd have to actually turn on my PlayStation to tell you, but
Intriguing.
14?
14's an
remake?
online one, yeah.
14's PC though online.
No. What one do
it's
you
on
have for it?
PlayStation
It
now.
was just remade.
The one that was just remade was the 7 remake. That's the one we were
Yes.
just talking
Oh,
about.
maybe that one.
Oh yeah. You did download that because it was
Free.
it was free for a bit on the what was it, the PlayStation Plus or whatever?
Store.
Wild. I don't know why it was free, but you took advantage of that. Definitely.
So that's the only
All right.
thing I have Final Fantasy.
So to break away from movies and games, why don't you go ahead and give it to me here? Go ahead and talk about what you told me you want to talk about.
You motherfucker.
Did I had to remind you.
Fuck you. It's absolute horse shit that we finished with the same fucking record as your goddamn Braves.
Is it
you guys
though?
won the division? Bro, we had the division lead for 175 days. How long did you guys have it? 6 days.
6 days.
6 days all fucking year. And we finished with the same record. It's bullshit.
Now, I told you before, I'll say it again. If your Mets had the series lead, if you won the season series at 10-9, and we finished with the same record, and you took first place in the division, would you be bitching about that?
No, because I wouldn't have to.
Well,
Because we were still in first place for 175 days.
but it's the
And we were in
tiebreaker.
first
How long
place
has it
for
been the
6.
tiebreaker for?
Just this year.
Really? Season
Yeah.
series has been the tiebreaker? Well, wasn't it? What did
Just
it used
this
to be?
year because it would have been game 163 tonight.
Did it used to be? Oh, is
Game
that
one,
what they
it
would
would've
have
been
That's
game
what they would have done?
163 tonight. Yep.
They didn't do division record and shit like that,
Nope.
like other sports do.
Nope. It would have been game 163 tonight
And
until
we
they
would've
changed it
won.
this year.
Yeah, well, they don't want to get that extra game in. They don't want to, tire them out. 160.
That's all right. NLCS, my
That
dude.
163rd would be tough.
NLCS, my dude. We got you.
I feel like it's gonna
We
happen.
coming for that ass.
You know what's funny though? The Phillies made the playoffs too.
Yeah, they got to play the Cardinals.
Fucking.
I would rather be playing the Phillies in the wild card than San Diego. San Diego just scares me for some reason. They got good pitching.
I'm scared by the Cardinals. They have something to play for, man. They got those guys retiring. Fucking Albert
by the way,
Pujols on a tear.
Did you see what St. Louis did for them? It was
No.
fucking amazing.
Oh, how they
So,
both all at the same time?
Lined it up that Waino pitched the last home game of the season. Molina caught him. Pujols played first, and they all got pulled at the same time to be able to walk off together.
Listen,
I mean, now they got playoff games, but
that's why baseball is such a beautiful game, though. That's why
was
baseball is
amazing.
beautiful. To anybody who dislikes baseball, get your priorities checked. Get your
so
heartbeat checked.
you
man.
ruffled feathers in one way. I'm going to ruffle feathers right here.
Okay.
Aaron Judge.
Hmm.
Great
Not the
player.
home run.
This home run king? Bullshit? Listen, Barry Bonds played in an era where 95% of the league was juicing. It wasn't illegal until he hit 72. Is when they started making a big deal about it.
Nobody bats an eye if you're juicing and hitting line drives.
Right. Barry Bonds was a Hall of Fame player before he ever started juicing.
Mm-hmm.
He's never been proven to juice. You can see it. He did.
I was going
It
to
is
say,
what it is.
listen,
But
okay.
he was in an era where it was just frowned upon. It wasn't probably was against the rules. They weren't testing it. They weren't
Let me
stopping
ask
people
you
from
something.
doing it. They knew it was happening.
Yes, let me
And
ask
he
you something,
still
though.
hit 72. How many of those other guys that were juicing, like I said, 95% of the league was juicing.
Mhm.
Why couldn't those other guys do it?
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
They say, I've seen a couple of posts where they're like, Bonds juiced, that's a fact, blah, blah, blah. Was it ever proven
No,
that
he never
absolutely
pissed hot.
100% was
They've
on
never
steroids?
had a test on him. Nope.
So it's all conjecture and hearsay, am I right?
Correct.
I mean, you could look at him and be like, oh, yeah, he got bigger.
Bro,
you
his
know, he
head,
definitely
his
did it."
head grew about 19 sizes.
Steroids don't make your head grow, though, do they? I don't think
Some
so.
people- but
Listen,
I mean, there's
it's called, becoming an older man. That's just how we do it,
But I can't hold him against him when everybody else in the league was doing it. The best pitcher in the league at the time, Roger Clemens, was on shit.
Well, I
Like-
think
And
I
the
don't know. I
balls
think
were
steroids
and the
would
balls
affect-
were juiced.
I would assume that steroids would affect the pitcher a little bit more because all they're doing is throwing. The hitter, it's all about the swing. You have to have the right mechanics. You watch Dustin Pedroia.
Power helps.
How long?
Power helps.
Power helps, but it really doesn't. Just all it does is make you a little bit stronger than you were before.
Right. So that's
Barry
not
Bonds
that's not my feather
steroids.
ruffling. My feather ruffling is anybody who's making that claim. I know a couple people who are very smart in sports, but I'm going to tell you, you're dumb when it comes to baseball. Aaron Judge hit 62 home runs. The majority of his home runs were hit in Yankee Stadium, the smallest ballpark in the major leagues. It is 330 feet down the left field fucking line. It is 345 to fucking dead center. It's a joke of a ballpark.
I wish we could get that stat. How many home runs he hit under 350 or 360 feet?
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Home
He's a monster, and he can mash the shit out of the ball. But when you have an advantage like Yankee Stadium,
I will tell you,
that was my biggest problem with Roger Maris having the record, because most of his home runs came in Yankee Stadium, and for a lefty, it's a 311 or 313 to right field. Like,
I will tell you though, I have mad respect for him though. I think Judge is a
great
good
guy,
dude.
great player.
I think he's a solid dude. To watch how he rounded the bases on 61 and 62, mad props to him for that. He did
I'm not taking anything away from him, and a ball out like he did in a contract year, fantastic for him. He had a great.
They still didn't sign him to an extension yet, did they?
I'm going to keep ruffling feathers. He is not even going to come close to winning the MVP. Not even close.
Listen, he'll get it.
No, he won't. He won't. He will not beat Shohei. There's no.
He didn't get the triple crown, did he? He missed the average.
Right. There's no fucking chance he catches Shohei.
Okay, so here's going to be the argument.
First player in Major League in recent times, with the way they record it now, that can be recorded as a full-time pitcher and a full-time batter, and he put up stupid numbers on both sides.
Yeah,
stupid numbers.
That now, okay, so their argument is going to be Judge was more valuable to his team, where Shohei did not get the Angels to the
Judge
playoffs.
Absolutely carried the Yankees.
Oh, he absolutely did, and that's why they're going to say he deserves the MVP, because his numbers were absolutely astronomical.
That's what the letters stand for. That is not what the award is anymore. The award goes to the best player in the league. That's it. And it doesn't go to the most valuable player of a team. Like
I've seen a couple of talking heads over on Twitter talking about how this is a season for the ages. We've never seen a season like this from anyone but Judge. Judge did something spectacular here. They're trying not including the steroid era at all, because we've seen some great seasons, and I don't care what anyone says. I loved the steroid era. I remember standing in front of the
summer
television.
Of McGuire and Sosa.
Yes, I remember standing in front of the TV every morning watching SportsCenter to see. They would do the side by side of Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire, and they would show that race. That is something that's never been seen.
If they both came up to bat at the same time, they would do that live. You were seeing every one of both of their at-bats for the last month and a half of the fucking season.
Yeah, that's something that's never been seen before, a race like that.
And then you have the best pitcher, one of the best pitchers in the league at the time, make a commercial, chicks dig the long ball. Like, for baseball to completely discount that steroid era when they
fucking Braves pitching staff commercial, that was great.
They rebuilt the fucking game because of the steroid era.
Now,
the strike killed the sport. It was dead.
Was there any validity to the rumor going around that this year the balls were juiced?
I don't think so, because there wasn't really that many more home runs hit.
Weren't they? I'm pretty sure that was a conversation early in the year that the balls were hot, man.
I don't know. I don't remember that.
Maybe
my boy the other night.
What's that?
Alvarez finally got his first fucking hit, which was a home run. Fucking mashed it. 459-foot fucking bomb.
I'm excited about the playoffs this year. If we can get a Mets, Braves, NLCS, I would definitely be happy.
Yeah, you'll be coming out here on my days off to watch that shit too.
If I can. You moved pretty far away, man.
Half hour.
Yeah. By your driving standards.
No, by my fucking GPS.
It's not so bad. Not so bad.
But yeah, and bro, I know you're not following football that much yet, but I mean, our boys, they're doing something. They're doing something right.
Okay, but what I've seen, all right, I've been paying attention. Which also, by the way, I'm still in one fantasy football league, and I really don't even know what to do because I don't know.
Is it the one I'm in?
Yeah.
Is it actually live? Dude, I haven't touched it. I have not touched it.
I think you're 3-1.
I have not touched it. I've seen it pop up. I don't think anybody's paying attention.
I'm 0-4. This is the worst I've ever done in fantasy football, but I've basically just left the lineup because it was an auto draft. For those of you listening, it was an auto draft, so I don't know 3/4 of the name on my team. I don't know these people.
I thought
so if someone gets injured, I try to move them out. I forgot last week. I forgot, and I went into my lineup at like 12:58 and tried to move 2 players, but forgot that I had to click the save button. And by the time I went and clicked the save button, it was 101 and it was locked. I was like, son of a bitch.
I haven't touched it.
I would have won too if I did that.
Haven't touched it. Have not paid attention to it.
Yeah, I feel bad, but like I just accepted a trade offer. I got Brandon Cooks for Tyler Lockett. I was like, okay,
that's all right. But
yeah,
but no,
even.
they doing something. They won last week, and they didn't have a quarterback for the whole fourth quarter.
Who was under center? Saquon.
So Jones rolled his ankle.
I heard they ran the Wildcat.
Then Tyrod, because he's a wily veteran, runs 11 yards for a first down, has the first down, and decides to try to take on a safety and gets himself knocked out. So Daniel Jones has to hobble back out on the field. And all he's doing is going in the huddle, giving him the play, and going all the way to the sideline, acting like a wide receiver. They had 3 running backs in, and Saquon was taking the snap. They got a field goal on that drive.
Oh my God!
And then
was
the
it only
defense
for
had
one
to
drive?
ball out. Then they put Daniel Jones taking the snaps and just handing the ball to Saquon. So the defense just loaded up.
Listen, I think this coach gets it. I think he gets it. Feed
Saquon ran the ball 31 times. 31 times on
That's
Sunday.
the key to fucking victory right now. Don't
offensive line is blocking Pratt.
Let Daniel Jones be a game manager. That's what he needs to do.
Did you see the one swing pass that Saquon took?
Oh yeah, where he looked like fucking Barry Sanders. Yeah.
He went backwards and then Daniel Jones just
laid someone out, but laid a nice block on him.
Yeah, just got in the way and kept pushing.
Yeah, that was good.
And the defense is playing good. Jalen Smith started for us.
Did you hear who we're getting back?
Landon Collins.
Yeah.
Did they sign him? I know he worked out for him.
Yeah, they said he was in the building today. I don't know if it was just for the workout, but for the
oh no, they worked him out Tuesday.
The tweet that I saw was he was going to sign with the Giants.
Yeah, if he's in the building today, that's what he's doing because they worked him out Tuesday.
So that's pretty cool.
You know who else was in the building Tuesday?
Odell.
I
heard he might be back. I think they need to. I think they need to because we don't have a receiver right now.
Well, because Dabble has something personal going on with Kenny Golladay.
Really?
Yeah, Golladay this last week was the first time he really played. He played 27 snaps and he hurt his knee.
Of course. Oh man.
But yeah, we have nobody. I'm looking at the wide receivers like, who the fuck are you?
I just keep waiting for the good luck to run out. We're 3-1, and I just don't see us finishing with more than 8 wins.
They're grinding games out, though.
If they continue to do what they're doing, from what I've seen, because the highlights that I watch, I try to watch the highlights from every week at least, because I don't have live TV. So the highlights that I see, it looks like their run blocking is phenomenal. Some of the holes I've seen opened up by the run block is amazing. But then the pass blocking, they can't pass block to save their fucking life.
Right.
It could partially be because Daniel Jones holds on to the ball for way too long. He doesn't get through his reads quick enough. But I feel like they cannot pass block. So
listen, Jake Fromm or AJ McCarron might be our starters this week if DJ can't go.
Wait. We got
Jake Fromm.
We
had him work out, and AJ McCarron.
Really?
Davis Webb was on our practice squad, and we worked those 2 quarterbacks out. So,
interesting.
It's going to be a surprise who plays on Sunday.
I gotta watch a game sooner or later here.
Yeah, we got the Packers this Sunday, 9:00 in the morning.
I'm a terrible sports fan. I'm terrible.
Yep, they play at 9:30 this Sunday.
Yeah, I
We
got
in London.
Speaking of getting my my lineup done, I forgot to do that tonight too, before the Thursday night game.
You still got 20 minutes.
I still got 20 minutes. Oh my God! Anything else pop culture that we got here for us for today? Jared, do you have anything interesting
Let's
to
go,
add for
Mets.
us?
Let's see if we can find something here.
I shared that cool story, that feel good story with you guys earlier about a 49-year-old Army
So
veteran
you're saying there's a chance.
that got onto a North Dakota football team. Yeah, that one.
Let's see here. North Dakota State College Science suffered a heartbreaking loss early September. 49-year-old Ray Rushell or Rochelle. Let's see. So you're saying he made the football team?
Mm-hmm.
Nearly 2 decades in the Army and National Guard, working night shift as a mechanic, decided to enroll at the College of Science.
So North Dakota State, if I'm not mistaken, that's where Carson Wentz came from, and they won like a lot of D2 titles. So they're actually a pretty big school for small schools.
But it's North Dakota State College of Science. That's the school that it is. So it's a smaller school, but still, it's a pretty cool story.
Our Echo friend has come back.
I think it's because we got the share screen on with the audio included.
Yeah, now it just says, he's the Army and National, what was it?
But it's pretty cool. 49 years old. He's on a college football team, and
Yeah,
he's hanging
Army
with
and
the
National
young
Guard.
kids.
That's crazy.
That's pretty neat. Well, I remember when I went to Penn State Scranton over here and was on the baseball team. I remember outside of the athletic director's office there was a news article, and it was a news article about a 32 or 33-year-old man who tried out for and made the baseball team there and was playing. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. That guy's kind of old to be playing baseball.
I got eligibility left.
I know, right? Well, listen, that school wasn't NCAA, so I still have 4 years eligibility if I want to go play NCAA.
You got this.
I got a lot of weight to lose, and I got to start throwing, but I could go. Let's do this. I'll
All right,
pitch.
let's get on a workout regimen. Let's go.
PO. I'll talk to my nephew about being a PO down where he goes to college. All right. I think we'll probably wrap this up. Guys, everybody who has joined in the live and joined in the discussion, we thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. We appreciate all the support, and don't forget, the best way to support us is to share our stuff when you see it. Make sure you're commenting, liking, all that stuff. And Justin pointing at his Mets hat. Yeah, go Mets. That's right. Not. Go Braves. Here we go. Chop on, baby. But another way to support the show, don't forget, you can go check out our merch store at streamlabs.com/NDT podcast /merch. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt, a tumbler, some stickers, whatever you want to grab from the store there. Grab something, show some support, display it, tell people about it, let them know what it is, point them in our direction, share with your family and friends. That's how we grow. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. For those of you on audio, don't forget we are live every single week. We alternate Thursdays and Saturdays. So the next time we will be live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch will be next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Justin, by the way, how did you hear about that promotion yet?
No, it's turning into a second interview at some point, I guess.
Oh, hot damn. So we're still on the alternating schedule then, folks. So next week is Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. We will have a special guest to discuss dietary stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. Going to be interesting. Make sure you join that conversation. You might learn a thing or two. You might find some intriguing stuff in that episode. So hopefully we will see you guys next Saturday.
Let's go Mets. Later.
All right, y'all. It's the Nonsense and Deep Thoughts Podcast.